Noel, what's the mood of the team heading into tonight's game?
Kind of the same as it was last game. Just, all business. We're focused and, ready for another good game.
Do you think the pressure's more on them or more on you guys?
I think a little of both. I mean, it's, lose and go home or win and go on. So I think it's kind of on both sides, but at the same time, we're just thinking about the first period right now.
Well, you had 7 hits last game. Sheldon said yesterday that can be contagious when someone's leading. Like, do you feel that in this time of year, like that guys follow guys like you in physical play?
Yeah, I think you see more hits in the playoffs coming from bigger stars, and they're laying their body on the line for their teammates, and it's great to see. And you need that to win.
When you play that style of game at this time of year, what gets you through physically? On the off days and that sort of thing.
Just got to make sure you're taking care of your body, treatment on bumps and bruises, and just make sure you maintain all those little issues, and you don't let them get out of hand.
What do you think of the way Luke Schenn has played this postseason?
It's been unbelievable. He's the human eraser for a reason, and but no, he's been great for this team, and big voice in the locker room, and he's done it. So. It's a good voice to have, and he's been great for us.
Other than the end result, what was the biggest difference for you in the team game from Game 3 to Game 4?
I think it was more just a complete game from us. I think every period we got better, and we're going to need that again tonight.
For all the success that you've had on the road, it's been a struggle here. What change in the approach do you think you can do to change the result?
Like I said, it's lose and go home and you're done. So. You just have to prepare it like it's a road game almost, but have more fans cheering for you this time. But like I said, our mindset in the locker room is it's all business, and we know what we need to do.
You blocked that shot off the hand. Looked very painful. What's the secret to dealing with pain for you?
Just a couple of leaves and go on to the next shift.
What do you have to do as a team to generate maybe a little bit more offense?
Maybe. Funnel some more pucks to the net. But we'll get our chances, but if we're playing the right way defensively and making sure that, we're focused on making sure we have a good F3 and, and getting back, and, that'll create turnovers for us, and we'll get our odd man rushes. But I think we'll find a way.
How much has the chatter dried up between you and your former teammates as this series has gone on?
Yeah, we had talked before the series that, this is our job and our business, and we'll talk after the series, whatever way it goes.
What do you think you guys have done well to keep the Bennett line quiet since Game 1 for the most part?
Just making sure, they're a good offensive line in the zone. They're hard on pucks, and we're just making sure we don't give them much time and space, and we're trying to close on them quicker.
So, what's the mood around the team heading into this one?
Mood's good. We've talked a lot as a group of what we got to look forward to, what we got to do, and I think the mood is a pretty good one right now. So we just got to keep building off of last game, and we just got to take it day by day.
How close was that game performance to what you guys want to kind of replicate here tonight?
Yeah, I thought that was one of our best games in the playoffs. I thought we played with some intensity, and we stuck to our game plan, and we got to keep building off that and go into tonight in front of our home crowd and keep building off that momentum.
6 games with 2 goals. What do you guys have to do to generate just a little bit more?
Yeah, I guess we just got to get more shots then. I don't know. I think when you play in the playoffs, the games are so tight. Obviously, there are some blowouts around the league, but most of the time playoff games are tight. There's not much opportunity, so you got to take the shot when you have it and make that play. So I think we just got to stick to our game and keep it going.
Why wasn't it a double minor last game? You see the evidence on your face, obviously.
I don't make the call, so that was their call, and we move on, and Yeah. I'm not
Did
really
they tell
worried
you
about it.
anything though? Like, did they say it was too late, or like they just didn't?
Yeah, I don't know if I was bleeding at the time. I don't really know. So,
Okay.
yeah, we'll just keep it going, and I'm not really worried about it.
You know Austin really well. He hasn't scored yet in this series. What's your sense of him? How close do you think he is to breaking out offensively?
Yeah, he's a threat anytime he's on the ice. Even if he's not scoring, he's creating offense, and he's playing the game right. He's playing really well defensively as well. So I don't think that's really bothering him much. I think he's just going to keep playing his game, and he knows how good of a player he is, and we all know it too. So yeah, he's just got to keep shooting the puck that he has been, and we just got to keep going.
You guys were so good at home in the regular season. Do you have any ideas why the home wins have been harder to come by in the playoffs here?
No, I don't. But obviously, you know what? Playing at home, you want to build momentum with your crowd. You want to win the home games because they're key. So I think this is a good opportunity for us to change that narrative and go in tonight and build off of last game and keep it going here at home and hopefully get a win.
Have you seen Joe Wall sort of grow throughout the season when he's been up with you guys and now on this big stage?
He's great. He's been unbelievable since he's been up with us. You can tell that he has a lot of confidence in himself, and he's a great guy, and all the guys love him. But one thing I noticed that he doesn't really get fazed by a lot. It seems like he's just always calm and cool and collective. So as a goalie, you like seeing that, and we have all confidence in the world in him in the net. And he showed his skill last game.
They've talked a lot about how there's no pressure on them. 8th seed limped in. Do you feel like the win you got the other night changes the dynamic a bit here, or you can make them feel a little more heat?
Yeah, I think that's been their narrative since coming into the playoffs, and obviously they keep saying that and they build off of that, so they can say that. But I'm not really worried about how they're feeling and what they're thinking. I think we have a great mindset in this room right now, and what we believe that we need to do, and we know that we just have to take it game by game and day by day and keep building off of what we've been doing. So yeah, we're really confident here.
Reviewing the last game, obviously we did a lot of good things. It's recognizing them, and having that same kind of game plan. I think we were focused. We executed right away, and again at home, that's exactly what we need to do. It's going to be a tough challenge again, but we're due for the game at home.
And Austin is a guy he's got to be due, considering he hasn't scored in the series. Like, what are you sensing from Austin right now?
Oh gosh, well, for the series, he's hit countless posts. He's had great chances. It's just one of those things where just a millimeter over, it's going in the net. So it's not like he's not getting the looks. That's something just patient with it. It's going to come. That's going to be a big hope for us.
Under pressure in game 4, you guys went out and turned in what your coach said was one of the best performances of the season. Just how do you kind of draw on that?
Yeah, I think reflecting on it, you can just see the little details that we had, and the execution was there. We were direct, and everyone just kind of committed to playing the right way, and that's exactly how we go again tonight. I got a tough challenge for us here, but we need to come out with just that same urgency, the same details, the physicality, and just start chipping away.
Your dad tweeted a picture, I guess, of your grandmother at the Olympics. Did you see that?
I saw the picture.
What goes through your mind when you see that, and like the support your guys are getting?
Oh, it's incredible. Yeah, it's I think as playoffs goes, you get kind of sheltered and kind of as a group we're together and away from it. But when you see pictures like that, and you realize how special it is, not just for us, but for everyone to be a part of it. And my granny, that's 103, and for her, still she's probably my biggest fan and such. So just to have the support obviously means so much.
Your mom put up a flag, I guess. Your dad said she feels like she's part of the team. Like, how's she holding up through this? It's pretty stressful.
Oh yeah, I think my mom takes it more serious than I do. If we lose, she can't talk to anyone for a day or so, and call her after, and she's more upset than I am after a loss. But it's the way she is. It's great. It's family's always a big part of it, and that's great.
Should she give you any advice?
Yeah, kick pretty much, but not too crazy.
Good advice.
So, I mean, obviously, still a lot of work ahead, and had one good game, but in saying that doesn't mean anything. We don't follow it up. So, yeah, obviously, there's some things that you could build off. There's some always, like I said, corrections and things you can tweak going into the next one. But obviously, our home ice record hasn't been where it needs to be, so look to have a better effort here.
What has to change at home? Is it a mindset thing or just a fluke? Like, why do you think the team hasn't been as successful at home?
Yeah, I mean, obviously part of it probably is mindset, just how you approach a game. Sometimes on the road you go out there and you keep the game a little more simpler and just kind of play a little more direct rather than making that extra little pass or looking for that extra opportunity rather than just throwing the puck and looking for that premier play. So. Yeah, obviously it's we got a great fan base here. There's a ton of energy in the building, and it'd be nice to for sure feed off that.
Prior to getting to where you talked about having that heart and wanting it more, do you kind of see that typical performance in your team?
Yeah, I think that's a fair statement. Obviously, when you talk about those sort of things, it's not maybe the prettiest style of game sometimes, but it's effective where guys are selling out, blocking shots, and taking care of the front of your net, and winning those extra board battles or getting the puck in deep and going on the forecheck. It's just those type of games where those little plays tend to add up, and guys just kind of do whatever it takes.
Austin has not scored yet in the series. Comes to second nature to him. Like, what's your sense of him, and are you feeling like he's due here?
I mean, yeah, he's getting looks. I think he was really good last game, and you see the looks are starting to come too, and crossbar here and there, and he definitely. You worry about a guy when he's not getting chances and looks and shots and creating stuff, but when it's happening, and eventually it's going to start to come. So yeah, he's been playing great. And just look at the score sheet too. He's blocking shots and playing heavy down low, and great on the forecheck, and creating opportunities out there. So yeah, eventually players like that, they're always going to break out, and you just continue to stay with the process, and hopefully it gets rewarded.
Ryan was just talking about his mom being his biggest fan, his grandmother. I'm just wondering what's the support been like from your family as you've been going through this playoff run?
It's incredible, as always. I mean, obviously the family's the one that support you along the way, and sometimes not the brightest moments are the ones that support you and kind of getting you out of your ruts and keeping you going. And then when you get opportunities like this, and it's sort of a bigger stage, obviously the support's there all the way, and a bunch of friends and family always reach out. So yeah, you feel the support everywhere, and people are into it, people are dialed in, and people love watching the playoffs, and you appreciate that, and you just want to go out there and stay focused, and obviously not get distracted. But at the same time, it's always nice to have people back home and have that support and people who are who care.
Sheldon, what's your sense of Austin in this series? Do you get the sense he's close to breaking through? What are you seeing from him?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the more shots that he gets, obviously each one of them you feel like is going to go for him. He's had a lot of opportunities, some really clean, especially early in this series. Not as many on the road, but obviously that crossbar that he hits early in Game 3, you feel like that's the one. Not only that it would have set the tone greatly for that game, but for him to start the game that way, and it didn't fall. So, I think the real key for any of our players, no matter what they're going through, is to just focus on their game, shift to shift, and the little habits and the things that we need them to be doing defensively and all of that. And the chances are going to continue to come. And we need to score, as a team, we need to score one more goal than the opposition. And that's really where the focus has to be.
You find that he does that well, though? Sheldon seems to have that in him. Nothing's going to distract him from that type of focus.
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, you guys can tend to perhaps distract him a little bit, with the questions you get. That's part of being a player of his caliber. And I think he recognizes that. That said, when he comes into the room, he has to be able to channel it appropriately and make sure that while he searches for that breakout offensively, he's not hurting the team in other ways, and that is so important. If you want to continue to win as a team, you have to adhere to the things that allow you to do that. He's got to pick his spots and find his spots offensively, but can't sacrifice on the other side of it, because we can't forget about the team we're playing. Their ability to transition and counter and all of that. I mean, they're number 3 team in the NHL at 5-on-5 offense, in the regular season, and they followed that up through the playoffs. So, again, I think that's an understated thing, is that the caliber of team we're playing and their ability to counter, and we can't sacrifice anything defensively while we're searching for offense.
When you guys traded for Luke Schenn, there was a lot of talk about his leadership and experience, but on the ice, the plays he's making, has he
surprised you or exceeded expectations a little bit in these playoffs?
Yeah, I would say so. It hasn't surprised me in the leadership and the intangibles that he's brought. We were really confident that he would be able to bring that in his career, that he's really shown that, and that he'd bring that to any team that he's been on. He did show at different times through the regular season the ability to make the play and play with poise on the breakout and make a great first pass. But just the ability to take on the minutes and handle the pace of the playoffs, it's really been remarkable and just huge for us. Obviously we shook our D pairs up the other night, but keeping Riley and Schenn together was a really important thing for us because that's the one thing that's been very consistent in both series. So to have that solidified is really great for us.
Sheldon, you guys were such a great home team throughout the season and past seasons. Is there any reason you think it's gone this way in the playoffs that you can point to?
I mean, the first thing I'd say is just I don't know that there's any real correlation between the regular season and the playoffs. I think it's just entirely different. So I think that's the first thing. But, we've had a mixed bag here at home ice. We've had probably two of the best games we've played, of the playoffs here in this building. Game 2 in both series, I thought, were really good. Obviously, we didn't get on the right side of the game in Game 2 here against Florida, but I thought in terms of our execution, our pace offensively, the chances that we generated, that's the best we've looked offensively in both games. So we've played really well at different times here. I thought, Game 5 against Tampa, that one probably can go either way type of thing. But like I said, it's been a mixed bag, but certainly we're overdue to have a real solid 60-minute effort here on home ice.
Talk about being resilient at this time of year. The team was resilient the other night. The core group, how have you seen them grow in terms of that aspect of the game at this time of year, being able to compare to the past iteration?
Yeah, a lot. I mean, the guys just dig in and stay with it. That's what was disappointing in the first 3 games, is that at different times, whether it was playing with the lead or having to find our way back into a game, like in Game 1, we didn't stay with it, and we started to get away from some of the things that led to us having success. But to dial it in the other night, to show all sorts of fight that we weren't going to allow our season to end, that was a really good sign in terms of where the growth has been. I just think that you see the accountability amongst the group and the players taking ownership, having conversations amongst themselves, pushing each other, and then also just coming together, versus pointing fingers or assigning blame or anything like that. The guys just got to work, and all we've done is given ourselves the opportunity to come back in here and go to work today. So the big picture, we've accomplished nothing, but we have another chance here today to go out and win one hockey game, and that's exactly where the focus will lie again here today.
I know the series is played out differently as far as the type of chances you guys are getting compared to what he did against Vasilevsky in the first round, but what would you like to see more of against, with Bobrovsky here moving forward?
Yeah, I think we just got to continue to challenge him, and I would say that, in the 2 road games, aside from Game 3 in that first 5-10 minutes where we had 5 odd man rushes that we generated off our breakout, I wouldn't say there has been a ton of offense in the last couple of games. I think Florida's defended extremely well and made it harder for us there. So we want to continue to test them, not get shy in terms of shooting, challenging that way, continue to play with pace. I thought we had a really strong forecheck last game, as our best of the series for sure, probably best of the playoffs in terms of our ability to put pressure on the defense and get pucks back that way. So the more time we can spend in their zone, all of that, you saw the goal that Marner scored. I think that's a goal that's earned, over multiple shifts in terms of wearing down their defense and having to tire out the goaltender too. So that's more of the process-related stuff that I think we did at times really well against Tampa, and we haven't been able to get to that as much. Part of that has been Florida, and how they've defended against us and how they've played on offense themselves. But, the other night was more of an indication of what we think we're capable of, but we've got to start it all over here again tonight.
Last question. How encouraging to have Matthew Nyes and Sammy out there this morning?
Yeah, it's great to see both guys have taken a big step. today, just to see them on the ice and be able to stay out there as long as they were is very encouraging and a very positive step in their recovery, but neither are available for tonight.